They're running in the All-American Futurity and
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Triple Crown Report from Ruidoso Downs Racetrack. I'm Tim Keithley. This week, we'll take a look at the Mountaintop Futurity and Derby and tell you all about the Triple Crown races coming up for the 4th of July holiday weekend. Triple Crown Report is brought to you by Jones Bloodstock Insurance Agency, Granada Farms, Paragon Farms, Kavanaugh Quarter Horses, New Mexico Horse Breeders Association, Lip Chip, Royal Vista Ranch, and the AQHA. We'll talk about the mountaintop races when we come back on the Triple Crown Report.
The American Quarter Horse. They represent a new year, new opportunities, and exciting expectations to be winners. For over 30 years, Jones Bloodstock Insurance Agency has insured American quarter horses that include champions and their bloodlines. Jones Bloodstock Insurance Agency knows that your horse represents a large investment. Ensuring that investment will be the least overall expense an owner has in protecting that investment, whether it's a new foal, a new purchase, or a special runner. Jones Bloodstock Insurance Agency offers prospective full coverage to protect your investment from the very beginning, while in utero and when your foals are born. Jones Bloodstock Insurance Agency can insure them at 24 hours of age. Their family has made supporting the American Quarter Horse a priority. Jones Bloodstock Insurance Agency is proud to be a Triple Crown Report sponsor. Visit their website at jonesbloodstockinsurance.com for more information.
Back to the Triple Crown Report from Ruidoso Downs Racetrack. This past weekend, we ran one of the major stakes events for New Mexico breds. Tom Dawson joins us from El Paso via Zoom. And Tom, we ran the Mountaintop Futurity, which is a big one for the state breds.
Yeah, it's always good to see the state breds come out. Some of them will be in open company later on. They'll be that good. But for right now, they get to play for big money in their own backyard.
Here's track announcer Robert Fox with the Mountaintop Futurity.
they're running in the Mountaintop Futurity, breaking in the air to edge of gray and then got bumped around. We got some bumping going along the inside. It's been wild already, getting away clear. Daddy's the Queen of Alice at the rail. On the outside is over to edge in between runners. Call me Jesse Cartel, and it's gonna be Daddy's Queen of Alice to win the Mountaintop Futurity.
What happened? But you had a nice horse on the rail.
Yeah, I've known this horse back since November, December. The Gonzalez family called me to go to the ranch and get on these horses. And so I had been on her, been around her a couple of times. And when the Gonzalez gave me the choice between that one and the other qualifier, I was just tickled to have the opportunity to get on this horse. And, I can almost say a perfect trip, except for the first jump kind of slipped away from there. But she just broke so hard that, she just slipped from the momentum that she left there. But when I gathered it up and it kind of peeked over and I seen I was in front, and I said, well, we got to take advantage of this lead. And, I just asked her for more run about halfway down the track, and she responded well and just finished very strong.
Well, congratulations to Ricky Ramirez back into the winner's circle. It's always great to see when Ricky succeeds. A $27 winner on top with a lot of trouble behind the racehorse, Tom.
Yeah, it was a mess in behind, as Robert Fox said. It's been wild so far. Watch Daddy's Queen of Alice. He gets away from the gate very good in the one hole, but in the meantime, the 5 horse, who was highly regarded, hops totally in the air, losing all chance. Inside, watch the 3 hit the 2 in the back end, turn that one around. So the gray horse breaking quickly. That was all it took to get to the lead and hold off the 7, Call Me Jesse Cartel, and the 9 over the edge. And an important point here, Tim, Daddy's Queen of Alice purchased for $100,000 at the Ruidoso Select Sale.
It's always fun to watch the big money in the ring come home in the winner's circle, particularly if you own that particular racehorse. Let me take you then to the Mountaintop Juvenile. This was the consolation, and a special congratulations to La Feliz Montaña Ranch, who had the winner, Graffiti. Here's Robert Fox with the call.
They're running in the Mountaintop Juvenile. Imperial Rain came away fast at the rail, going right with her copy of Jess and Sweetest Emotion toward the outside. We have Big Curly Bill, extreme outside, Graffiti. Then the Sweetest Emotion, Imperial Rain along the inside, tries to fight back. Graffiti, maybe.
Well, I know that La Feliz has to be very happy with the outcome of the New Mexico Mountaintop.
Yes, we are thrilled for M. Marbury Racing, which is our extended family. Manny and my boss, Javier Rodriguez with La Feliz Montaña Ranch are brothers. So we had the pleasure of foaling out this guy when he was a baby and then raising him there at the ranch and also breaking him at the ranch.
What does it make you feel like when one of your runners that you raised is in the winner's circle?
It's a thrill like none other, and I'll tell you, it's great. It's amazing when it's a stakes race. It's just as much fun when it's a maiden race or a $5,000 claim or anything. We're just happy to see them be successful wherever they're successful.
Pure excitement by Dr. Petty in the winner's circle, and she handled this racehorse from the very beginning. It's always good to see someone with that much passion and enthusiasm in the winner's circle.
You know, breeders tell me it's always extra special when one they raised comes through and wins a race like that.
And then we go to the Mountaintop Derby for 3-year-old quarter horses, and stewards took down the winner in the Derby. Let's first watch the race, and then we'll explain what happened. Here's track announcer Robert Fox with the Mountaintop Derby.
They're running in the Mountaintop Derby. Woody Queen stumbled at the start. KJ Daddy's Money broke fast outside. At the rail, Cruising for Chicks. White Lightning also fast as well. Cruising for Chicks, White Lightning. KJ Daddy's Money grandstand side. It's Cruising for Chicks drifting out. White Lightning, these two will hit the wire together.
And there you have the Mountaintop Derby. Very unusual when stewards take down the fastest racehorse, Tom. That's what happened in the Derby.
Well, when the fastest racehorse bothers other horses, and especially ones who are very close at the finish, that's what happens. Let's take a look at the replay of the Mountaintop Derby, and we'll show you what happened there. Number 3 is White Lightning. Number 1 is Cruising for Chicks. And right out of the gate, White Lightning breaks in and bumps with Cruising for Chicks. Goes on down the racetrack to win the race narrowly. It was quite a blanket finish with Codex in the 8, RC Corona King in the 10, and watch Cruising for Chicks come up the inside and get right there in the picture. So that was the reason it was a close finish, and the steward felt that the trouble at the start warranted the DQ.
Cruising for Chicks, the winner of the Mountaintop Derby over White Lightning. I'm sure we'll see those two racehorses again midsummer when we get closer to the Zia Festival. We just had Father's Day weekend here at the races, and there's a father-son team that's trying to win the second leg of the Triple Crown, the Rainbow. We'll be right back and speak with John and Zach Steinbaugh when the Triple Crown Report returns.
It's the feeling you get when that foal takes his first wobbly steps. The feeling when the gavel drops and you pass the lead. The exhilaration of watching your horse cross the finish line ahead of the pack. It's the highs, the lows, and the hope of racing your next champion. It fuels our passion. At Paragon Farms, horses aren't just our business. They're our way of life. Our yearling prep begins at birth. Each foal is halter broke and led daily. A mutual respect and trust is built right from the start, giving Paragon Farms raised foals a leg up on the competition. We invite you to stop by our shed row during the yearling sales to see what shaping the future of racing looks like at Paragon Farms.
Hey there, horsemen! It's time to revolutionize your barn. Tired of carrying around paperwork, dealing with long trailer lines? Tired of the hours spent tracking temperatures by hand? The answer is in the HoofLink system, powered by LipChip. Simply implant, scan, and unlock. Each scan reveals everything you need to work, compete, and protect your horses. View current paperwork, pre-register for your next event, and even check in on your horse's health. LipChip was built by horsemen for horsemen. We know how you ride. The HoofLink system combines your breeding records, works, and daily check-ins, all stored safely on your smart device. Our technology is designed and assembled right in Texas. We are family, so we treat you like family. It's time to make life at the barn a little easier. The future is here, and the future is LipChip. Let her rip, Lip Chip.
Royal Vista Ranch, committed to providing first-class service in equine reproduction and proudly standing top sires across the quarter horse racing and Western performance horse industries. With a dedicated team, expert leadership, and state-of-the-art facilities, Royal Vista Ranch specializes in mare care, stallion collection and freezing, sales preparation, foaling services, embryo transfer, and more. Located just 35 minutes south of Oklahoma City in Wayne, Oklahoma, and serving clients around the world, Royal Vista Ranch is ready to help you navigate your path to equine breeding success.
Back to the Triple Crown Report. This past weekend, we celebrated Father's Day here at the races, and there's a father-son team that's trying to win the rainbow, and they have a very nice young filly trying to do it. Designer Jeans from the barn of John and Zach Steinbaugh.
Designer Jeans came away good. Designer Jeans in front at the rail. My First Prize Rex. And then let's see, we have Moe's First Warning, and then go back to Brown Eye Eagle. Designer Jeans in front. Then First Warning chases Designer Jeans. Remington Juvenile winner remains undefeated.
You know what? She's been good from day one. You know, in her first out, she got bumped, or in the finals, that deal, she got bumped around pretty good and still showed a lot of race and come on through there and beat them pretty easy. She's a good one. I don't know how good. You know, she's small, but I don't think distance will be a problem for her either. They seem to get ready sooner than a lot of the colts and geldings lots of times. But now we're in the summertime, the boys will start catching up. So we'll see. A few of those fillies, as you know, Whistle Stop, Corona Cash, Strawberry Silk, they held their own all the way through. So hopefully Designer Jeans will be one of those kind of horses.
Started working for him last January, and so I'd been around the horses forever, but I hadn't had a lot of experience like with actually training or anything, so it's been good. And now I have a couple horses that I'm running myself this year, and yeah, it's been good. I've learned a lot in the last year and a half.
The two things, the most important things, as number one, I'm dad, and number two, I'm boss.
Well, you can tell it's a comedy act between John and Zach Steinbaugh and their barn. They're just a lot of fun to be around, and they're going to try to do their best with Designer Jeans as the father-son combo of the Steinbaughs try to win the rainbow. We'll be right back and tell you about a number of other horses in the Midsummer Classic, the Rainbow Futurity and Derby, when the Triple Crown Report continues. For the past 4 decades, Granada Farms has been a full-service breeding facility in the quarter horse industry, standing top stallions, including freshman sire Flying Cowboy 123, AQHA champion EC Jet 1, freshman sire Hawkeye, and 2022's leading freshman sire This Is an Eagle, just to name a few. A long-standing tradition of raising and selling quarter horse racing's best, our priority is equipping each individual with confidence and manners, a difference you'll notice when purchasing a yearling from Granada Farms. A pursuit of excellence with a dedication for what is good for the horse, Granada Farms is committed to producing quality Texas-bred horses for the racetrack and the performance arena. Visit granadafarms.com for a full list of stallions and services.
New Mexico offers year-round racing for both quarter horses and thoroughbreds at its 5 tracks. The purses and awards pay out $60 million annually. And this year, there'll be $1 million futurity for New Mexico-bred quarter horses in Albuquerque. Sunland Park offers a $250,000 thoroughbred Derby and Oaks. Breed your mares in New Mexico and buy at the August New Mexico Bred Sale and the Ruidoso Select Sale Labor Day weekend. The smart money says New Mexico is the place to race. Kavanaugh Quarter Horses is proud to own AQHA champion Uncle D. He won the Grade 1 Rainbow Futurity by daylight.
And Uncle D has spurted clear, and Uncle D trying to run away.
Uncle D was the leading freshman sire of sale yearlings at Heritage Place in January. Through 2024, Uncle D's foals are eligible for the $50,000 smart money incentive to open Grade 1 winners. Champion Uncle D, poised to be a difference maker, standing at Lazy E Ranch.
Back to the Triple Crown Report. Here we are already midsummer. Time flies during the summertime when you're watching these Futurity and Derby horses. In fact, they're drawing this weekend for entries for next week's trials of the Rainbow Futurity and Rainbow Derby. And Tom, let's just take a look at some of the top prospects that we expect in the Rainbow. Of course, we just visited with John Steinbaugh. Designer Jeans is one. That filly looks like she's pretty tough.
Yes, she is, and horses that don't quite make the Ruidoso frequently come back and run well in the Rainbow. But let's don't forget the 1-2 finishers out of the Ruidoso Futurity for Eric Valenzuela. Let's Leave and Wired 440. We expect to see both of them.
And Heath Taylor is back. I know that folks know about Kiss My Wine, but he tells me that he's got a hot young runner in his barn by the name of Lady Corona 123. Well bred and ready. You know that Heath Taylor will hopefully qualify possibly a few for the Futurity and Derby finals.
Remington Park Futurity winner Dark Enemy just missed the Ruidoso Futurity. We look for her to be tough. Chris Odell will be back with Trusty Jess, Opt-in, and others. Little Deuce Coupe, KJ Little Deuce Coupe, no chance in the Ruidoso Futurity with a bad start, lost the rider. And, of course, Yippee Ki-Yay, who was the winner of the Juvenile.
Let's watch Yippee Ki-Yay. And I thought this horse just looked phenomenal. I think this was one of the best races of the early season. Watch the trouble that Yippee Ki-Yay has, Tom.
Well, this was a very even field. The 2 horse didn't break all that good, kind of gets pushed in by the 3. The 1 horse there, that's Jones Hero, G.R. Carter's little horse, running a big race. But here comes Yippee Ki-Yay with a strong finish at the 350, beating Jones Hero and holding off those outside horses at the same time.
So those are the Futurity prospects, among others, that will be running in the Rainbow Futurity trials, 4th of July holiday weekend. Now let's turn our attention to the Derby. He's back. He's judge and jury. Last year's All-American champ is a prospective runner in the Derby, and I think that horse is going to have to be reckoned with.
He's judge and jury and chasing AJ both back. I think, Heath Taylor will have them both primed for this Derby, the trials. Cyber Attack, though, the walking boss right now. Chris Odell has him and some others going for this big prize. Eric Valenzuela with Beneficial, who ran 3rd in the Ruidoso Derby.
And that's just some of the prospects for the Derby. It should be a fun midsummer event coming up next week, and we'll tell you all about it. The Triple Crown Report is brought to you in part by Jones Bloodstock Insurance Agency, Granada Farms, Paragon Farms, Kavanaugh Quarter Horses, New Mexico Horse Breeders Association, Lip Chip, Royal Vista Ranch, and the AQHA. We'll catch you next time for the Triple Crown Report.